Hey everyone, and welcome back to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Chibi Zoom from the Flash TV series. So we're going to start with the eyes. We're going to start with the brow line. On the left side from the top, we're going to curve down towards the inside of the eye. So curving down. From here we're going to curl up the inside for the brow line. So curving up like this. From here we're going to draw in the eyeball underneath this brow. So starting up here, and do a half circle coming in and underneath. From this point on the outside, we're going to curve down underneath this eye and then up into this inner brow area. So starting wide, we'll come in just underneath the eye, and we'll curve this back up on the inside. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So we're going to start with the inside part first, curling in towards the eyebrow, and then we're going to curve up and out towards the right. So curving up and out. From here, let's tuck in the eyeball underneath. So right here, we'll curve around a half circle. And we're going to draw the outer part of the eye hole. So up here, curve underneath the eye. And we're going to go out a little bit wider as we get out to the outside of the eye, right here. Just going to make that a little bit longer there. Okay, from here in between the eyes, we're going to draw in a little curve, just for a little frown. Little U shape like that. From here, let's move down to the center of the face and draw in the mouth slits. So these are basically a series of little curves that go from the top, they curve out on the other side and down to the bottom. So just left of center, I'm just going to draw one curve from top to bottom. We'll curve in the opposite direction on the right side. Now we're going to draw a series of these across, and they don't have to be the same height. It actually looks pretty cool if they're varying in height and length. But we're just going to go a little bit smaller as we get towards the outside of the mouth. Let's go to the left side and do the same thing. So just curving across. Do one more over here like that. From here we're going to draw in the bottom of the chin. So basically on the side of the eye, so we're going to line up to the bottom of the eye, go across to the side of the head, we'll draw a point. On the right, we'll do the same thing. So right here, we'll draw a point. We want to connect those 2 points with a curve towards the bottom of the chin. So it's basically almost like a half circle. Starting from the left, curve down underneath the mouth. We're going to curve up on the right side. So curving up, make our way to that point like that. From here, I'm going to give them some cheekbones. So just in this empty area here, starting up here, we're just going to curve down. Do the same thing on the right side, curving like that. Let's draw in the sockets for the ear coverings. So from this point, I want to curve in towards the eye and then up just above the brow area. So here, curve in and then go out towards the side of the head. On the right side, we'll do the same thing. So curving up like this. We want to make sure that we get the same height on both sides. From here, I want to lay the lightning bolts on top of these ear coverings. So what I want to do is start from the top, we'll curve in. From here, I want to go straight across with a short line, and I'm going to curve in. We're going to trace this out, but we're going to go a little bit wider as we come down. So from here, we'll come down wide, we'll go straight across, and then from this point to the tip, we'll curve and connect that in. From here, we're just going to draw in the outside of the ear covering. So from the top to the bottom, we're just going to do an outward curve, going in behind the lightning bolt, and then continue this down to the bottom. If you want, you can add a little bit of trim here. So along this curve, we're just going to step in and just draw a little trim on the inside. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So lining up the top of the lightning bolt, so right here, we're going to curve in. We'll go straight across, and then we're going to take this and pull it right in. Now we're going to trace this out again. So coming down from the top, go straight across, and then we'll connect those 2 points with a curve. Let's draw in the outside of the ear covering. So from this point to the bottom, we're just going to curve out behind the lightning bolt and then continue down. We're going to add that little trim on the inside edge. From here, we're going to draw on the top of the head. So it's basically a big sort of half circle that comes up pretty high. So I'm going to draw it up to about here. So from the left side, we're going to curve up and in towards the middle. And I'm going to make my way over to the right side. So starting back up here, curve around, and then just pull that to the right side. From these 2 points in the brow, we're going to come up here with this little jagged sort of lightning bolt pattern. So from here, I'm going to continue that curve up towards the left. We'll do the same thing on the right side, making sure that they're lined up at the top. From here, I'm going to angle down towards the left. And then on the right, these I'm going to curve up just to the edge of the head. So curving up and touching that line on the tops on both sides. Let's give them some brow, some wrinkles in the forehead. So up here, above this eye, we're just going to curve. So it's following that same curve on the eye, just above here. Do the same thing on the right side like that, okay? So we got the head, let's get into the body. So with all my chibis, I usually draw the body about the same height as a head. So basically using my hand to measure out the height of the head from the height of the chin to the feet. This is where the feet is going to be. So from the chin to the feet, I'll find my halfway point, and that's my waist. So on the left side here, just below the chin, I'm going to curve down. We'll do the same thing on the right side in the opposite direction, curving down. We'll connect those 2 points with a curve down the middle. Curving down and back up. Let's go ahead and draw on that symbol in the center of the chest. So it's basically a flipped over lightning bolt. So from the top left, we'll angle down towards the right. We'll go straight across. Come down again, and we'll go straight across. And one last time, we'll come to a point. Now we want to go on the opposite side. So from here, we're going to come down, go across with a straight line, come down, and then across with a straight line again, and then we'll connect that point to the tip with a straight line. In behind here, we're going to have to draw in a circle. So starting on the left side here, I'm just going to curve sort of a half circle there, and then from the top, I'll go in the opposite direction around this way. We're going to give a little bit of trim detail on the inside. So on the side of the hip here, I'm going to curve from the hip, go across. We'll curve down towards the waistline, and we're just going to curve up to the side of the body. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So from here, we'll curve in, we'll curve out with a short line, curve in, and then we'll tuck that into the side of the body. Let's do some little trim on the shoulders. So up here, I'm just going to curve a line underneath the chin on both sides. In the center here, we're just going to draw a line coming down behind that circle and then down in the middle here. From this point, let's draw in the legs. So again, the bottom of the feet, right here. So just in the center here, we're going to draw the lower torso. So we're just going to draw a little curve like this in the middle. On the inside part of the right leg, we're going to step in, just draw a curve coming down to the heel, and then over here on the left side. So you can see there's a little bit of overlap on the lower torso. Let's draw on the bottom of the feet. So from the heel to the toe, let's draw a little curve. Draw the same thing on the right side, making sure they're roughly the same length. Now, to draw the foot, I'm going to take this point at the end of this toe, curve up almost like a half circle and aim towards that heel, but I'm not going to close it off. It's going to come up and then just stop right about there. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So right here, I'll curve up, then down towards the toe. From the hips, I'm going to curve down to the top of the feet, so curving out on both sides. Let's give him some boots. So up here, we're just going to draw a curve just above that top of the foot on both sides. We'll give him some trim for the sole of his boot. So drawing a trim just above the bottom of the foot. We'll draw the same thing on the left side. Over here, let's draw in some trim again on the pants. So from the hip, we're going to curve in. We're going to go out with a straight angle going up slightly towards the left. Then from here to the top edge of that boot, I'm going to curve down like that. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So curving down, up at an angle, and then curving into that corner there. And then for added trim from this corner, we're just going to curve into that line on both sides. We're going to draw the little fly here. So right from center, we're going to draw two lines side by side, and then right across the middle. Let's get into the arms. So he's got these claws, so I'm just going to draw him standing with these hands hanging down like this. So starting from the armpit, right about center of the body, and curve out towards the left. From here, we're going to draw in the ridge of the thumb. So doing an overlap, we'll curve down to the tip of the thumb. From here, we want to curve the inside part of the hand to the index finger, almost like a half circle like this. From here, I'm going to curve up and out so it gets a little bit wider. Now we're going to do a series of overlaps for the fingers. So about halfway down this curve, I'm going to draw another curve like this. For the second finger, I'll curve that back up. Again, halfway down this curve to the tip of the third finger, and I curve this up to right about here to the wrist. Now from here, I want to curve up underneath the head. So this is the top of the arm. So the arm gets a little bit wider at the top and narrows out towards the wrist. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So starting at the same height on the inside part of the arm, we'll curve down towards the wrist. Doing an overlap, we'll curve down to the thumb, and then we'll wrap this around like a half circle to the index finger. I'm going to curve this back. Halfway down, we'll do another curve for the second finger. Curve that back up, and then halfway down here, curving out the third finger, and then curving this back to right about here. And then we're going to draw the upper part of the arm. So right here, we're going to curve in towards that wrist. Let's give them a little bit of detail in the arms. So from this corner here, inside here, I'm going to draw a curve going up then curve coming down. And then we're going to curve this back up to the side of the arm. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. Curving up, curving down, and curving up. And you see that I'm going from left to right, bouncing back and forth, just because it makes it easier to balance things out. From here, on the shoulder, I'm just going to draw a curve like this, from the body to the outside part of the arm. And then right here, I'm just going to draw a little trim that goes across the shoulder. And that is pretty much it. There we have it. There's Chibi Zoom. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please make sure you check out our Chibi playlist. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.